Chickens are all around, it's not something that you fry and it's over. You probably fry them every day. Like coming here and making a podcast, you always think, "Oh, I'm not fun enough. I don't have stories enough. I don't speak English well enough." And so we're frying those chickens every day.
Welcome to Fry Your Chickens, the podcast about facing fears, negativities, and self-doubts that can hold us back. Or as I like to call them, chickens. Get ready because it's time to tell those chickens that are holding you back to shut the cluck up. We will learn how real people did exactly that. I'm your host, Phil Barth. Let's get ready to fry. My guest today on the podcast is Fabricio Laguna, also known as the Brazilian BA. I first met Fabricio a couple years ago at a conference. I believe you were delivering a keynote. I found it engaging. I found your storytelling absolutely incredible. And you managed to make good points that I was able to take back to my job. So I'm really glad to have you on here. I'm glad to hear some stories from you. Fabricio, welcome to the Fry Your Chickens podcast.
Thank you very much for having me here, Phil. It's a pleasure and an honor to be part of our podcast. Phil,
Go ahead.
may I do something with you?
Sure.
I'm glad to be here because you're my host here today, and this is an honor. But I have been a host for many others. I do have my podcast as well. I receive a lot of people. I work as a consultant. And what I like to do before starting, when people arrive in the meeting, I always put a music for them. So when they enter the room, they can feel like enter into the Brazilian mood. And I'm always playing some, I don't know, bossa nova, samba, some Brazilian rhythms, so people can engage into a Brazilian mood, dance a little bit. But for you, Phil, I prepared something special
I can't wait.
for you.
Hello, it's Phil. Sorry to interrupt the podcast so early, but Fabricio had a wonderful welcome video that was also flagged by YouTube's copyright violations. I just decided to put myself in place to tell you what was going on and also to note that the official link to it on YouTube is available in the show notes. Back to our regularly scheduled podcast.
The little spelled chicken, it's a real success in Brazil with the small kids. They love the little spelled chicken. No?
Uh, we'll put links to an episode in the show notes. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I new one for you to use in your lectures.
Okay, fantastic. I appreciate that. All right. Now, one of the things I really enjoy about your keynotes is that you are a fantastic storyteller. And as you know, I am a big fan of dogs. And I've had some pretty smart dogs in my time, but I don't think I've ever had a dog as smart as the one you told me about. Can you tell me about your very smart dog?
It was one of my first dogs. I remember, but I was really, really young. His name was Pingo. Uh, and we used to live in the city, but my Grandpa Americo was his name. He had a house on the farm. And at the weekends, we used it to visit Grandpa Americo. And we had this small dog called Pingo. And once we took him to the farm to visit my grandpa. And Pingo was very young and happy. So he was like chasing a butterfly. And at some point, he just got lost into the woods. There's a kind of a forest close to my grandpa's farm at the time. And Pingo got lost. And at some point, Pingo just looked around and said, where am I? I don't know, because I'm just completely lost. And he saw from the corner of his eyes, there was a jaguar behind the trees, ready to take him, just putting himself in the place. And Pingo said, what can I do? I'm dead, right? What can I do with a jaguar? I cannot fight a jaguar. It's so much stronger than I am. I cannot run from a jaguar because it's faster than I am. It's more agile than I am. It can climb trees. The jaguar can swim. There's no way to escape this jaguar. And so Pingo saw in the other side a pile of bones just laid out there. And he jumped over those bones, started licking those bones, and said in out loud voice, "Oh, what a delicious jaguar I just ate." The jaguar, when he heard that story, he said, oh, this must be a very, I don't know, very dangerous dog. I better take care of my life. And the jaguar ran away and Pingo escaped. But at that moment, in the top of the tree, there was a monkey. Just seeing all the situation, said, oh, what a smart dog. Who does he think he is? Coming here to our forest to make our jaguar as a fool? Oh, that's wrong. It cannot be like that. I'm going to say to Mr. Jaguar, that's what this dog has done. So the monkey went climbing from tree to tree and called Mr. Jaguar, Mr. Jaguar, Mr. Jaguar. Oh, that dog made you as a fool. Those bones were there for weeks. Those are not jaguar bones. He was just playing with you. And the jaguar said, oh, now I'm even more angry than I was before. Before I just wanted to eat. Now I want to murder. Come on, monkey, let's take this dog. And so the monkey went in the back of the jaguar, and the jaguar was running to catch Pingo. And Pingo was still looking for a way to leave that forest. He wasn't able to find his way home when he saw from the corner of his eyes, again, the jaguar with the monkey on his back, and said, oh, monkey. He went to the jaguar to tell that I was lying. What can I do right now? How am I going to escape? So when Pingo saw that, he made like he had seen nothing. He went to the a high, small hill that was there, looked around and said in an out loud voice, where is that monkey that told me he will bring another jaguar for me to eat? And that's not about being agile. That's what we call being nimble. It's here. That's the speed of thinking, understanding the context, and finding a better solution for a problem. So it's about here, not about on your foots, not about changing direction quickly. It's about understanding the context and trying to figure out what's the best way to solve a problem.
And that's a fantastic way of doing it. Because I remember going back to my IT group and say, you've all been confused about agile. Some of you think it's a methodology. Some of you think it's something else. I said, just agile is a methodology. Nimble is what the other people are thinking, where you're able to change quickly. And it was like the light went on for all of them because our CEO was saying, we need to be more agile. Well, he meant nimble. He meant being able to adjust. And so when we put it in those terms, things got a lot better for us.
Yeah, and I like it when IIBA defined those differences in an article a couple of years ago, and it because I have been in a lot of organizations, you've probably done the same too, when people say, "Oh, we are doing agile, but we are not agile," and that sounds kind of odd, right? And when they say we are doing agile, that's a way of working, and they probably mean that they have product owners, scrum masters, backlog. They have a lot of, they're writing user stories. This is a way of working. That's how they do their work. But when they say we're not agile, what they are meaning, we are not nimble. That means we are not sensing and responding to change fast enough and precise enough. We're just answering in different ways, but not having the smartness, the nimbleness of minds that we need. So naming it differently help us to discuss different. How can my methodology, my ways of working, my agile practice help me to become more nimble?
Love it. Love it. Now, I know I've heard other stories about your grandfather, but you told me before we got started that you had some stories about your grandfather that I have not yet heard.
Yeah.
Your grandpa is a really interesting guy, so I'd love to hear a story that I have not previously heard about your grandpa.
Well, Grandpa America was a very smart man and who lived in another time, so it was different times. And he used it to travel a lot between those small roads in Brazil, different roads. And he told me that once his car got broken into a small road, and he just stopped his car and close to the border of the road, and he opened the top of the engine and started looking inside of the engine, and he heard this voice from somewhere saying, "Oh, this is a how do you call that thing that makes a flashlight into the car?
Spark plug?
Spark plug."
Spark
He
plug.
heard a voice saying, "Oh, it's a problem in the spark plug." He looked around to see if there was someone speaking something, and he found no one. There was this farm, a white horse, a fence. He didn't understand. Looked inside the engine again, and he heard it again. It's a problem in the spark plug. He just saw the horse, nothing else. He started become a little confused. What's going on here? What's happening? And then he saw the horse moving his mouth and saying, "This is a problem in the spark plug." He got so scared about that talking horse, he just ran. He ran for a mile and found a bar close to the road, and he entered the bar just breathing very very strongly. And the guy said, "Hey, calm down, man. What's going on? The horse, the car. Oh, calm down." The guy gave him a cup of water, made my grandpa a little more I don't know, less anxious, and said, "What's going on?" And said, "Oh, my car got broken in the road. Don't worry, we are gonna help you." "No, no, no, no." But there was a horse there, and the horse told me that was a problem in their spark plug. The guy said, "The horse told you had a problem in the spark plug?" He said, "Yeah, yes, the horse. The horse spoke." I said, "Was it a white horse?" And Grandpa said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yes. It was a white horse." "Ah, don't worry, this horse knows nothing about engine." So, Phil, what we can learn from this story is that we cannot trust everyone because sometimes people are not trustful. But you know what you can trust? A good story. You can always count on a good story, especially when you're explaining something, making a presentation, because it keeps the energy. Everybody takes focus on you. If you're telling a good story, people are focusing. It always works. So you can always trust a good story. That's what I
Absolutely.
learned from Grandpa America.
Absolutely. Those are those are some fantastic stories. I really appreciate it. Now let me ask you about your book. You
Okay.
first tell us about your book, and then I'm gonna talk about the marketing strategy you used.
Right. So this is Please Hold the Power of Outcome-Driven Thinking. It's a novel, a corporate novel. So I'm telling here a story of a guy who works in a big bank, and he starts working in a call center as a call center agent. And at some point of the story, he just realized that he's making no value for that organization because he solves no one problem. And he decided that the next call he would solve the problem of the customer any way that he could. But he had this not a KPI, but a goal that he should end every call into 5 minutes. So he had 5 minutes to end the call
Oh
or
wow.
change everything, right? So, and that's just a plug for the start of the story. And into this story, the guy just changed his way of seeing the world. He understand that he was just working to make what he was told to do. He was focused on the outputs, and he decides that he wants to change the way he works, looking for the outcomes or the consequences about his work. And that's very much what we do as business analysts a lot of the time. When we practice some business analysis techniques, we are trying to understand the bigger picture. We are trying to understand who are the stakeholders, what are their needs, what's the outcome that are expected by stakeholders. So I really believe that business analysis practice changes the way we see the world. And this book is a type of a guide for someone who wants to change his mindset and learn a way of changing his corporate culture, changing the collective mindset, not just for business analysts, but for any professional that wants to see things different, bring real outcomes, real results for their organization. And the name is called Please Hold because that's what the guy used it to say when he was in the call center. Please hold, sir. Please hold, right? So that's how he used it to deal with customers.
That's fantastic. I remember a group of us were recruited to help put stuff out on LinkedIn, and I could tell, or you could tell, what we had to do. And
Yeah. So when the book was about to be released, I told no one there was a book coming, right? But I asked a lot of friends, you included, and a lot of other friends, good friends, speakers all around the world. And I asked them, oh, I would like your help for an initiative that I'm running. And I would like to post a picture with you and me in a meeting, in a virtual meeting. But I'm not going to be there. You're just going to have my studio and a sign saying, please hold, right? And you can post something like, oh, where's Fabricio? What's he doing? I don't know. He just asked me to hold and I'm holding for a while and make a funny face so people make like waiting, looking, reading a book, right? So a lot of people from different countries around the world posted a lot of pictures with this please hold, and they should use the hashtag please hold in every post. And that was very funny. A lot of people started publishing, and people started sending me messages and said, what's going on? Why this please hold? I cannot wait anymore. I need to know what is going about. Why am I not on this? Like if everyone knows, but the fact is nobody knew at the point because I didn't tell anybody, even you. And I'm very grateful for my friends, including you, Phil, for supporting me, even not knowing what it was about.
yeah, I had fun with it. I want to say that Jen Bedell, and Tom Bedell, who've been on the podcast, and I were discussing strategies at an event. How Because that was about the time when you were doing it. We were over at an event in Belgium, and we were discussing strategies for what we wanted to do. And I remember when I got back, I took a picture of the red rooster of regret sitting in here saying, "I don't have time to hold. I'm just going to delegate this to a rubber chicken." And that's what I posted. I will share that picture either in the show notes or probably as I'm talking, I'm just going to overlay it. So if you're looking at the chicken right now in the video, fine. If you're on audio, it'll be in the show notes because any chance I've got to put a rubber chicken on the screen, I do it.
And if you are on audio, I can help you.
Oh, there you go. You know what? Please hold. Please hold.
I'm holding. I'm holding just please.
He was over on the other side of the room. There he is. So yeah, he had to earn his keep. The red rooster of regret had to earn his keep and sit in the chair. Well, I don't know what I did, but I didn't sit in the chair. But it was clever to see how different people took it. You know, some people were like making faces. And the captions underneath. It was really good, and it was a really good way to build anticipation for what became the book.
Yeah, and a lot of curiosity, bringing curiosity for it. And some people sent me very nervous messages like, "Oh, you should not do this on LinkedIn because this is not this is not the place for this kind of funny stuff." And you know what? I want to know what is going on.
It worked.
They're so anxious about what was going on. So it worked really well. It was very fun. Very fun.
One of my future guests on the show is retired and puts pictures of his dog and grandkids on LinkedIn. And I'm more power to you. That's what we're all going for here, is to have fun, spend time with our family. And if that makes it out to LinkedIn, I think that is inspirational for everybody else. Or rubber chickens too, either way.
Yeah, it's a place for making connections. And if you want to make real connections, not just about analysis, professional, technical stuff, we are connecting with people.
Right.
That's what's behind. Yeah.
100%. All right. Now, speaking of chickens, we now come to the point in the show where I ask you the same question that I have asked all of the guests, and it is this: which would you rather fight? One horse-sized chicken or 100 chicken-sized horses, and why?
I have seen you ask this question before because I have seen your show, and I have to think about that. I had to think about that. And my answer for you is I really prefer to fight 100 small horses than a very big chicken. Have you seen a chicken eating a worm?
No. Is it bad?
I mean, but that's what they do, right? They just scratch the soil, bring those worms around it, and eat like spaghetti. It's scary. And you know what? Chickens are carnivorous animals. They eat bugs. They eat small animals. Horses are herbivorous.
Mm.
Right? So if a horse bites you, he's biting you to defend himself, something like that, right? And he have a very small mouth compared with a very big chicken beak, right? So I would be very much more scared. A very big chicken is like a dinosaur, and actually, birds are dinosaurs that survived the
That's true.
meteor. So it's like having a Tyrannosaurus Rex in front of you. And the small horses, you just kick them and they don't want to eat you because they're not carnivorous. It's probably very easier to deal with than a very big chicken. I
Hmm.
would be scared about that.
That's fair. I think maybe for next season we're going to change it to 100 chicken-sized bears.
All right, that would be more scary.
Yeah, one grizzly bear-sized rubber chicken, not rubber chicken, or one, because we're
Yeah.
all about improvement at the Fryer Chickens podcast.
That's iterative development. Yes, you're right.
All right, so the next piece. Oh, hang on.
You know, a lot of birds, small birds would be like the gremlins, right? Something like
Yeah,
that. That's scary. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Especially after midnight. Don't get them wet. Okay, don't feed them after midnight.
Don't
All right.
feed them.
Okay, so now it's the random question generated by ChatGPT. I'm going to try and do this in the new high-tech way. Hello, ChatGPT. Are you there?
Absolutely here and all ears. Whenever you're ready, just say go, and I'll roll out those 3 random questions for Fabricio.
Go.
All right, here comes the first one. Question number 1 for Fabricio. If you could teach your very smart dog just one business analysis trick, what would it be and why? Let me know when you're ready for the next one.
And by the way, you can pass these questions to me, but I don't have that incredible dog, so I'm going to let you have this one if you want it.
Okay, so let me a business analysis trick for my dog would probably be how to deal with hard stakeholders, right? So I could even bring my dog to a meeting, having him close to me, and he could identify some hard stakeholders. And if that stakeholder, let's say it's someone who is very influential in my project, and someone that is supporting my projects as well, the dog would be trained to swap his tail, right? Go close to that stakeholder and be kind and very emotional. But if that stakeholder is someone who is against or in opposition for my project or my initiative, the dog would be very mad and barking at him and scaring him. So we could try to influence him to get him scared and bring in the support for my project. So you could use a dog into your workshops to motivate your stakeholders.
I can't add anything to that. That's an excellent answer. I could add this. Dogs can tell. They can tell if the stakeholder is good or bad. You wouldn't even need to tell the dog. That dog would know, especially a smart
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, probably. Yeah, he
All right.
just would need to understand the reasons of the project. But
Right.
you're right.
I think dogs should be included in
They
all
can
projects.
sense it.
Yep. Yep. The project
Yeah.
dog. It's a new rule or a new role, and I think we need to make it happen. All right. Question number 2. Okay, it's time for question number 2. Please go.
You got it. Here's question number 2. So, if you had to negotiate with a very scary mobster using only business analysis techniques, which technique would you pick to come out on top?
Something like Al Capone or something like that.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
okay. First of all, I would not use a room like yours who has some bats on the wall. That's scary. That's scary if you are on a mob, right?
Yeah.
And if I had to negotiate with this mob guy, first of all, I will try to understand his motivations, right? So, what are his requirements, as we should do for anyone we are negotiating. And as he's very powerful, I would say very influential, because he has some ways of getting things done, I will try to bring his requirements for my project and guarantee that those requirements are going to be uh, met. But sometimes those requirements could be doing something illegal. And that creates an issue, and even an ethical issue, or even a legal issue for me, because if I'm just doing what the mob wants, I might be on the same boat, right? So in that situation, I would consider if I could leave the project and not keeping on it, and trying to leave the company or something like that. If there is no escape for leaving because the mob is on my foot, I will try to find a most powerful stakeholder like the FBI or CIA or something like that, so I could try to negotiate to take control over the situation with the strongest stakeholder, not myself, right? But trying to change the situation so I would not be doing something illegal or that I would not feel like possible to do.
That's well thought out. Good answer. I have nothing to add, so let's go on to question number 3.
Question number 3.
All right, we're ready for question number 3.
Absolutely. Here comes question number 3. To wrap it up, if you had to describe your book's marketing strategy using a metaphor involving either a chicken or a rubber chicken, because of course we have to, what would it be? And that's the trio. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay, I can try, and you can help me later because you are the experts on rubber chicken here. So I can count on you. But let's say that I would ask for my friends, like, I'm close to do something very special that is okay. I can try, and you can help me later because you are the experts on rubber chicken here. So I can count on you. But let's say that I would ask for my friends, like, I'm close to do something very special that is, and I need your help, but I cannot tell you what it is. If you can come for a meeting with me and just looking for the screen where I'm not there and not is, and look very curious about that, trying to understand what is, please come and hold, because it's gonna be showing up very soon.
If I had to use rubber chickens to market a book, I've got, if you're listening to this and not saying, I've got a red, yellow, and green rubber chicken. So I would say, stop what you're doing, red chicken. Go and get my book. And throw caution, the yellow chicken, to the wind.
That's a great strategy. I like it. I'm gonna make an excerpt and post it as a propaganda for my book. Yes.
Let me know the next time we're together if you need a red or a green rubber chicken. I know you got one of my yellow ones. But Fabricio, this has been fantastic. I always enjoy our conversations, whether they're virtual or face-to-face at events. I can't wait till the next time we get face-to-face at an event. I always enjoy hearing from you, talking to you and your lovely wife, and I cannot wait till we do that again. Let me ask you one closing question. What chicken do you still have to fry?
Chickens are all around, and it's not something that you fry and it's over. You probably fry them every day. Like coming here and making a podcast, you always think, "Oh, I'm not fun enough. I don't have stories enough. I don't speak English well enough." And so we're frying those chickens every day. I like to play basketball, and I always think I'm tragic in basketball playing. So I try to say to myself, "You are not so bad. You can go there, or just go have fun, and it's gonna be okay, right?" Because I'm not very much a competition guy, I'm very more a collaborative guy, but sometimes competition is important, and you have to fry those chickens. So there are small chickens every day that we have to fry, and I'm still trying to fry my book one, because when you publish a book, it's a big accomplishment, and it's just like born a baby. It's just the start, right? So there's a big chicken to be fried and put in this book around, and having everybody knowing about it, creating opportunities to speak about this. I'm thankful that you gave me an opportunity to speak in your podcast. So frying chickens is an everyday job. So we never stop frying them, and they never leave. We just got used to fry it, and that's good stuff. But we're always frying.
Absolutely. Fantastic answer. I will put in the show notes all the ways to get a hold of you.
Thank you.
On LinkedIn.
It's lovely to connect on LinkedIn. Please connect. There's my website, The Brazilian BA. Also, The Brazilian BA on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel with some interviews, podcasts, and a lot of videos, explainable videos, small classes. So it's going to be lovely to have you around.
Yep. And one final note, if you get a chance to see Fabricio speak, by all means do so. And if you need somebody to speak, like the Brazilian BA, hit him up.
Here I am for you. It's going to be a pleasure to join your event, your company, your conference.
All right. Thanks again, Fabricio.
Thank you, Phil. It was a pleasure to join you.
Hey, it's Phil. Like today's show? Well, you'll clucking love my Fry Your Chickens newsletter on LinkedIn and Substack. Links are in the notes.